Good afternoon, Stone Church. Just wanted to give you a quick update about what's happening and keep you in the loop on some things. One of the questions I've frequently gotten over the last couple of weeks is, John, how are we doing as a church financially? And I want to tell you that we are in a very healthy, stable place as a church because of your faithful giving. And thank you for making that a priority in your life. I will say that the leadership board and I have been meeting. We've been talking about these things, and while we're in this time, one of the things that we're doing is we are assessing our budget. We are evaluating our spending, and we want to streamline that as much as possible so that we can allocate resources in the places that will help people the most. And so one of the other things that we are doing is we have set up a fund that we're calling Together 244. And it is going to be a fund that's going to help relieve some pressure from people who in the next few months are going to really be feeling it. And so we want to come alongside those families in our church, members and attenders in our church who are feeling that pinch. And we want to be able to help in some specific and tangible ways as much as possible. And so, the two ways we're doing that. One is that we are setting aside a specific amount of money that we're going to put into that fund from our operating budget. And then secondly, I want to ask you to give towards that Together 244. Many of you have already received a stimulus check from the government, and I'm going to ask you to give 10% of that to that Together 244 account. If you're giving online, you can, with the PushPay app, you can actually select from the drop-down menu that fund, and it will be allocated towards that, or you can put it in your check. You can write that on memo, and all of that money will not go into the operating budget. It will go into that Together 244 to assist people who are feeling the pressure and the financial pressure of these days. Another question that people you might be asking is, you probably heard that the government offered a small business administration loan to small businesses and included nonprofits. And you might wonder, did we apply for that? It was a payroll protection loan grant, and we considered that prospect. The leadership board looked into that, and we're pursuing that. But then we really sensed that God was saying that that was not us, that it was inconsistent with who we are as a church and what we believe. And so we decided not to pursue that loan. Now, I'm sending an email, and there is an attachment that I'll put there from a letter from Crown Ministries that may give you a better explanation of that if you got other questions about it. But just know that we sense that God's saying, hey, trust me in all things, just as you always have, and I will take care of you. And then we're just gonna continue to do that. I'm so proud of our leadership team, our leadership board, for coming to that position and taking that stand. I think God is honored by that. And so the Together 244 is something I really want us to lean into in the days ahead. Now, said I wanted to keep you in the loop. Some of you, hopefully everyone, has been receiving maybe a text message from a strange number. We have begun to be able to send bulk text messages, and it will always come from that number. So if you've been getting those text messages and the strange numbers there, you can go ahead and save that number as the Stone Church, and that way you'll know who it is when that text comes through. Now, you can't respond to it, you can't call that number. It is strictly for those text messages, but hopefully that'll help us to communicate better, which is one of the biggest challenges in this time, as you may know. And finally is this. I just want to encourage you to meet together for this Facebook Live message that we're doing at 10:30 on Sunday mornings. I know you can listen to it, watch it at any point along the way, but there is still something about coming together at the same time, even in the same space, even though it's not the exact same space. It's just we're together, in a certain way. And so, beginning a new series this week called P to the Fourth Power. And I really think that it's going to speak to us where we are in this time. I sense that it's God's direction for us for the months ahead. And so I really hope that you will make that a priority and be a part of that on Sunday morning at 10:30. I wish there was a way I could communicate the depth of my love and appreciation for you. And one day, one day we'll see each other face to face again, and it's going to be a great time of worship. And we look forward to that with anticipation. Grace and peace to you in abundance.